What is up, RC enthusiasts? Today I'm going to be talking about a new transmitter that I just got, and this has been a dream of mine for a long time to get this transmitter, and the only reason I haven't pulled the trigger is because I really didn't need it. Right here in my hand is one of my oldest 2.4 gig radios. This is the reason why FlySky is one of my favorite brands, because this GT3B 3-channel radio right here still works pretty well. No issues with it whatsoever, other than I broke this, so 3D printed this piece right here, the stick in here. So now I have full function of my brakes again. 3D printed this cover down here to put a LiPo down here. Because, you know, I forgot how many batteries this thing used. I think it was 8 batteries. Having that many batteries was definitely a lot. And having the LiPo in there was a lot better for sure. But this transmitter right here was the first foray into FlySky for me. And I liked it. So I went out and bought the GT3C after that. Because I liked that transmitter so much, this transmitter actually looked way better, because I never liked the way this looked at all. I just liked the function and how well it worked. And this is another 3-channel one, but this one right here is hacked, guys. This transmitter, you can actually put a different firmware in and hack it. I didn't do it myself. I actually paid somebody to do it for me, but I know some people that are talented out there can open this up and solder some stuff to here to program it with their computer and get all the functions I have on this. Now this thing right here has, I think it's 8-channel now, or maybe even more, but I believe it's 8-channel, and it's got like way over 100 model memory, I think. So this one has some enhancements on it and also some improvements, which makes this transmitter one of my transmitters I can't let go of just because it has that hack. And I don't ever use it, so that's another weird thing about me. Like all these RTR transmitters you see right here, they're perfectly fine for my needs, because I don't ever use any more than maybe 3 channels if you have a 2-speed maybe, or maybe 4 channels if you have 2-speed headlights. You know, that's about it for me. I don't really get too crazy with the winches and all that stuff. But the GT3C has been my go-to for a while. And then I was sent this by Banggood. This is the Hobby Porter 007. I think that's what it's called, yeah. HP 007. This transmitter is a 7-channel transmitter. Good range, just like the FlySky, and the response is pretty good in my opinion. You know, it's not race response, obviously. I'm talking about bashers here, guys, you know. Better than ready-to-run transmitters, so pretty good response. And good battery, 4 batteries in here, or you can remove the battery bay thing, and there's a JST plug in here that you can plug a 2S LiPo in and run it on 2S. See right there? And no mods are needed to do that. All the connections are all in there. This transmitter is pretty cool and weird, but there's a flashlight here. Down here there's a port where you can plug a 2 or 3S battery to check the, you know, individual voltage of each cell. So there's a cell checker down here. And there's also a temp checker that you can plug this wire in here and then touch that wire to your motor or to your ESC, and it'll give you a readout of the temp on the screen. So that's, you know, some quirky little features this thing has, but still pretty cool. You know, I do like this, and I've been using this a lot more often, and these two are kind of like my side-by-sides now for budget transmitters. These are my 2 go-tos and my 2 favorites. A lot of people like the Dumbo RC ones. I haven't tried any of the better Dumbo RC ones. All of the Dumbo RC ones I've tried were ready-to-runs that came with my vehicles, and I didn't really like them. They had a lot of lag on the throttle, and they just didn't feel as responsive as these guys. That's just my opinion. I know some people had good experience with the Dumbo RC stuff. And here is the trusty DX3 from Spectrum. This one comes with a lot of their ready-to-runs, even Armas, you know, so Losi, whatever you could think of. This thing probably, if it's a Horizon Hobby product that's ready to run, it probably comes with this if it's a surface vehicle. And the DX3 is a 3-channel radio, and this radio is pretty good as well. It has a spot for a module up here, so you can put a Bluetooth module and actually get more functionality with this transmitter, which is pretty good. I do like that. And for a budget ready-to-run transmitter, you definitely can't go wrong with this one. It's not bad at all. And then here we just have a more basic Red Cat one. This one came with my Ascent Fusion, my brushless Fusion, and it's really nice. I believe it's also FlySky. It's just rebranded as a Red Cat, but this is FlySky protocol. I think the receivers of this bind to the receivers of the GT5, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe even the GP7 or what that is. One of those transmitters the receiver of this binds to. And then we have another Red Cat one right here. This one's just their more basic ready to run that's been out for a while. You know, if you had a Red Cat Gen 7 Everest crawler, it came with this. My new RDS right here surprisingly comes with this thing right here. It's still made by FlySky. The signal is still good. You still get long range with this transmitter. So it's good for bashers. So if you're just straight bashing, nothing wrong with this transmitter. If you've never tried a more high-end controller, trust me, you're not really missing out until you get there. So it's kind of one of those things, you know, if you've never tried it, you really won't know what you're missing, and you're not really missing much unless you need it, you know. Well, it's enough ranting about RTR controllers. Boom! FlySky's Noble NB4 Plus. Yes, guys, I wanted the Pro. I mean, who doesn't want the Pro? But do I need it? No. And do I need this? No. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys right now. I do not need this. This is just something I've been wanting. That's why if you've seen my thumbnail, it says Dreams, because this is a dream controller for me. I used to run, nothing but Sanwa and Futabas back in the day. But when I got back into the hobby after a while, I realized you don't really need this unless, you need it. And this one right here, I don't even need it. Oh man, look at those premium etched edges. This new steering wheel, I do like this one a lot better than the old Noble. You can see you have your trim 1 and trim 2 buttons right there. You could add more functions to those as well. Same with this, you could turn that into a 3-position switch instead of a, endless position. And these are just endless rotating, they just rotate endlessly. So you could use that for maybe winching or something like that. Then you have a button down there. Oh, and don't forget your little race paddles right here. The Noble is meant for, lefties and righties, so check this out. I can move the steering wheel to this side with magic. Bam. Oh, check that out. Oh, and another cool thing is this bottom piece is detachable, and it's a power bank. You can see the spec here, 4300 mAh power bank. You plug a USB Type-C to charge this power bank, and you have a regular USB out to charge anything you need to charge with it. And you just press that button right there and it'll start charging your transmitter if it needs a charge. And there you go, it's starting to charge the transmitter. Now I can turn the transmitter on. And it was saying something like welcome to Noble Plus or something like that. I turned it off already. You guys know that I already opened this and messed with it. There's no way I was going to be able to wait. Menu here is really nice. Pretty crisp, a lot of people say the resolution is not that good, maybe compared to the other, high-end transmitters. You're just gonna set up all your endpoints and everything with this screen, and after that, you're gonna be staring at your RC car most of the time. This is barely ever gonna be in your view. It has this nice rubber handle in the back, and there's 2 sizes. Mine says L because I have the large one on there, because I'm a big boy. And a nice rubber grip up here. Now this rubber grip up here is so nice and soft. I wish that was the same as this, but this feels so good. I like that grip. Well, here we go. This is how the main screen looks. You can tell my inputs right here are going to be registered. I have it on FlySky 4 because that's an empty model I have on there. Oops. And it's got some fast menus right here to get into some screens. You could set this up as well. You swipe down, you could change your model memory. Change to what model you want to run. Swipe up, you have your timer. Swipe left, you have your servo view. Swipe right, and you have your fail-safes. You can press this button to lock it. This just locks the screen from the factory setting, but you can change the setting on this lock to lock the screen and the buttons, or lock the screen, the buttons, and the settings. So you can go ahead and lock your screen, your trims, and your actual function like channel 3 and channel 4 settings. You can lock all that by pressing this. So no one can mess with it, and all you can do is just drive. So that's pretty cool. Now we're going to go into here for your settings. We have your reversing. You can reverse your steering, your throttle, and your other channels. You have your endpoint adjustment. You can change all your endpoint adjustments to your channels. Sub trims for your channels. This is where you want to adjust stuff before you actually go to your normal trims. Steering dual rate, exponential, throttle dual rate, and exponential. You can tell right here when you move it, it'll move. Same with the steering. I don't know why I didn't show you that. Then we have timer. There was another way to get into it earlier like I showed you. We have your channel assignment. So here's all the buttons. The ones that are dark are the ones that aren't being used, and the ones that are the green color are the ones that are being used right now. So here's where you can assign all your channels to what button you want to activate those channels. Then we have channel names. So you could actually name the other 2 channels.
We have model names. You could set up all your models right here. Copy models, export models. We have sensors, so you can set up all your sensors just in case you're using any telemetry. You know, there's a lot of stuff I don't use. I'm just a basic basher, so this transmitter is way more than I need. Your RX settings right here, so you could even update your, your receivers can be updated. You can check how you want them to run. Then we have your system here. Now this one's for all your options for your transmitter settings. Your USB setup for your trainer mode. If you want to do your trainer mode, you have to press that first. You have your themes. We can change the way it looks. Very basic. I wish there was more, or we can customize it. Oops, I don't like that theme. Let's go back to the regular. That looks better to me. And we have wallpaper. I wish we could change, add wallpapers. Hopefully, if you guys know a way to add wallpapers out there, let me know. I would sure like to add wallpapers to this. You can change your main menu wallpaper or your home screen. Then we have your units of measurement. So you can change that. You have backlight adjustment. You have backlight timeout. You have sounds, so you can turn off whatever sounds you don't like. Vibrations, you can turn off whatever vibrations you don't like. You have your LED, so you can actually change that light right there, the upper blue light. Now you can change that to any color you want up here. You could even choose it to be a battery indicator, which I don't know why you would need if you already have that. You can change all the colors here, or you can do a custom color like I did. And the custom color just gives you a RGB custom settings, so you can actually tune it into what color you really like. Then you have your brightness control. Mine's set at 5%, and it gets really, really bright, guys, and 5% is still bright enough for me. That's bright enough for me to tell that my transmitter's on. Then we have the quick access. Remember when I showed you the swiping left, right, and you could set that up here what you want it to do when you swipe up, down, left, right from the main screen. Then we have standby timeout. You can set that up on here. Then we have auto power off. We have stick calibration, so you can calibrate your sticks. Let's go ahead and do that. So you just put your steering all the way as far as it goes on both directions. Same with the throttle, all the way full throttle, all the way brake.
Calibration successful.
There you go. So it's calibrated now. And we have the firmware update section here, which I'm not going to go into because I don't have any updates, which this thing does need an update, though I believe there is a newer firmware. Factory reset, and there's my firmware right there. And the next screen, we have your channel speeds. So if you want to, let's say, decrease speeds of something, maybe a steering is too fast or something, I guess this is where you're going to change that kind of stuff. Like I said, more stuff I don't need. Mixes right here is good for your crawlers. You get your 4-wheel steering mixing, brake mixing, and programming other stuff like dig maybe. We have your ABS, so if you hit the brakes, it'll kind of modulate the brakes for you. It had this also on the GT3C, and I never really used it because all it does is it modulates the brakes for you. I'm not sure if it's better on this, but I don't know if I'll use it. We have throttle mid, so you can set the center of your throttle. Throttle neutral. You can adjust your dead zones and everything from here. Throttle curves from here. You got idle up. This is going to be for your nitro guys. Engine cut, same thing for your nitro guys. You're going to need that for your safety. And this cruise right here, I think this would be good for crawlers, cruise at slow cruise control. Just to keep the throttle at a slow speed so you can actually go through some tough obstacles without having to worry about your throttle. Maybe that's a good way to think of it for cruise control. I've used it a couple of times. It's pretty fun to watch your rig crawl up stuff by itself without you hitting the throttle, especially when you have that FOC stuff. Then we have boat mode. All this does is when you press this, it gets rid of reverse. Look down here, you have reverse and forward. When you hit the boat mode, you lose the reverse. So that's all that is for boat mode. And I know some boats still have reverse, so you might not want to use this anyway. And some of them have the ESCs that don't have reverse. So even if you had that on reverse, it wouldn't go on reverse anyway. Here's another display for your, channels and your throttle and steering. Another way to look at it right here, bigger view from the main screen. Then your SVC, this is going to be like your gyro for stability. If you have one of those receivers from FlySky that has a gyro, you can control it in here. Next screen, we have trainer, just in case you're going to connect this to another NB4 so you can train somebody. But I believe we're not really going to use this option that much. That's more for the air guys. Then you have your iBus setups right here for your telemetry stuff and your help if you want to, contact FlySky. So that's pretty much it. You can get into everything pretty quick on this transmitter. I really like it. Definitely really quality, and for the price, I think you're getting a lot more than any other brand can give you right now for a transmitter. I mean, this thing right here will hang with the best of them. Well, there you guys go, the Noble NB4 Plus from FlySky. What a sweet transmitter, guys. Well, thanks for watching as usual, and as always, stay safe out there, go have fun, and run that RC.